So in this week's Parsha, Parshas Nitzavim, is one of the places in Torah where you find a nevuah benegeh to the Gula Asida. You have in Parshas Balak, which we learned then when it was Parshas Balak, and here take a chumash, and in this week's Parsha, in Parshas Nitzavim. So we're going to take a look inside. We're going to learn the chumash with the Rashi inside the taich of the nevuah of the Geula in this week's Parsha. Kapitel Lamed, Pasuk Gimel. Yeah? So, the Pasuk says, V'shav Hashem elekecha shvuscha, the Fishel will return your captives, V'richa mecha, and he will have mercy upon you. V'shav, he will return you, V'kibetzcha mikol ha'amin, he will gather you from within all the nations. Asher fitzcha Hashem lekecha shama, that Hashem has scattered you around there. So before we get to Rashi, there's one obvious question that the Mefarshim bring up, it could even be in the Medrash talks about it. It says twice V'shav in the Pasuk. Why? Could have just skipped the second V'shav. V'kibetzcha mikol ha'amim, and that's it. Why does it say twice V'shav? So there are three pshatim. One pshat is that it's going on different Golos. V'shav is going on Golos Mitzrayim, or maybe Golos Bavel. Second V'shav is going on a later Golos. Because there's more than one Golos, it says twice V'shav. It's one pshat. Another pshat, the reason why it says twice V'shav is because the Yidden are in captivity in Golos. So to get Yidden back into Eretz Yisrael, with the Beis HaMikdash and so on, there are two stages to this. One is the first V'shav, to release them from captivity. From amongst the Goyim, to release them. But even after they're released from captivity, they're not yet gathered back into the place where they belong, which is in Eretz Yisrael. So the second V'shav is the pasuk saying that even after a person is released from captivity, but he still can't make it back to his original place. So the pasuk says there has to be a second V'shav in order to accomplish the V'kibetzcha. So this week's Parsha, Kapitel Lamed, Pasuk Gimel. That is the second pshat. The third pshat, according to Rashi, the Maskil David says, we'll see in a moment Rashi inside, that the first V'shav goes on Yidden, that the Eibishter returns Yidden. Second V'shav, the pasuk is Meramez, that Hashem himself, which is in Golos, together with Yidden, returns from the Golos together with the Yidden. So it says twice to be Meramez. V'shav, the first V'shav, Hashem goes on the Eibishter himself. Second V'shav, V'shav V'kibetzcha, goes on the fact that the Yidden will be returned from Golos. Those are the two V'shavs here. Okay, now let's learn the Rashi and see what the pshat in this pasuk is. The pasuk should have said V'heishiv, that he, Hashem, will return your captives. Why does it say V'shav? V'shav means that Hashem himself is returning. Rabbi saying Ulamdu Mikan. So Chazal learn from here, Kaviyachol Sha'ashchine Shruya Im Yisrael B'tzaras Galusam. The Eibishter is found together with Yidden in the suffering of their Galus. Ukishanigalin, and when Yidden get redeemed, Hichtiv Geula La'atzmai, the Eibishter wrote a Geula for himself in this pasuk V'shav, Shuhu Yashov Imohem, that Hashem returns together with all the Yidden. That's the first pshat. So it says V'shav, because Hashem Take is found in Golos along with Yidden, and he's not only found there, but it says B'tzaras Galusan, in the suffering of their Golos. Second pshat Rashi says, V'oid yesh leimar, shegadol yom kibbutz galuyos, the day when Hashem is going to gather all Yidden from Golos is so great, to bekoishi, and it's something which comes with difficulty. Ki'ilu, Hu atzmai, as if Hashem himself, tzarech liyos oiches biyadav mamish. Hashem personally has to go and grab every individual Yid with his hands to take him out of Golos. Ish mimekoymai. Every individual Yid from the place that he is in. Ke'inyan shenema, as it says regarding the Gula, va'atem tuluktu la'achad echad b'nei Yisrael. Every individual Yid, Hashem will redeem him and take him out of Golos. So that's why it says here V'shav. Even though, according to the second shot, Hashem is not in Golos with Yidden and suffering along with them, but when it comes the day of Kibbutz Galuyos, the Eibishter does go and enters into a Golos, so to speak. He goes there in the place of every individual Yid to take him out of Golos. Then Rashi adds, Vav Begolius Sharo Mismitzinu Kain, regarding other nations that have been exiled, Hashem punished them, and they've gone into exile, you find the same thing. So one gersa in Rashi is V'shafti Shvus B'nei Amoin, or another gersa V'shafti Shvus Mitzrayim, that Hashem returns the captives of Amoin, or the captives of Mitzrayim. So over there it also says V'shafti, which means that Hashem himself takes the goyim out of Golus. He goes into the Golus, into the captivity, to take them out. Ad kan divrei Rashi. So there's a lot of questions over here in this Rashi. There's a lot of things that are not understood. First of all, the first question over here is, Rabbi Seinu lomdu mikan. Chazal learned from this pasuk that Hashem is in suffering in Golus. Is that take from here? This is where we learn this from? Everybody in Mistama knows the well-known drasha, B'chol tzarasam lo yitzar, that Hashem, whenever Yid is in pain and suffering, Hashem is suffering along with the Yid. Famous Rashi that it brings it b'negei to the sneh, that the sneh is a thorn bush, because Hashem is showing Moshe Rabbeinu that Yidden are in Golus, and the Eibishter is suffering kaviyachal along with the Yidden. So how could Rashi say, V'Rabbi Seinu lomdu mikan, if this is already earlier in Parshas Shmos? And then the question is, what does this mean? The words of Rashi, Keshenigolin hichtiv geula la'atzmai. What do these words mean? Hichtiv geula la'atzmai. Keshenigolin, when Yidden are redeemed, so then Hashem gets redeemed along with them. What does this mean? Hichtiv geula la'atzmai. So the Rebbe explains, the fact that Hashem suffers along with Yidden could be in two different ways. It could be like a father. Father that Rahman al-Islam has his child in prison. The father is not in prison with him. The father is in his own home. But the fact that his child is suffering in prison, that's a tremendous feeling of suffering that the father has for his child. So when it says over there, by the sneh, that B'chol tzarasam lo yitzar, what does it mean there? What's the pshat? The Eibishter is a father, or a melech. He's found in his own heichel. He's found in a place where removed from the Yidden, but because like it says over there, b'negei to Yidden in Parshas Shmos, b'ni b'chayri Yisrael, so the Eibishter feels the pain and suffering of Yidden, and therefore, loitza, to him as well, it's painful. Over here, there's a different chiddush. Chiddush here is, sha'ashchina shruya im Yisrael bit saras galusam. Kaviyachal, the Eibishter enters into the same galus, into the same pain and suffering, not because Hashem's children, the Yidden, are suffering, so he feels the pain, but Hashem himself, it's painful and suffering directly to him because he's there along with the Yidden in the galus itself. It's a very big chiddush, and that taka is something that you only learn mikan from the fact that it says v'shav. It's a completely different level of involvement that the Eibishter is with the Yid, and the feeling that the Eibishter has with the Yid. It's direct. He's Shchinta Begalusa. The concept of Shchinta Begalusa, the famous Gemara, it's Rab Shimon ben Yochai that says that the Shchinta is in Golus is learned from this pasuk. So it's not just a concept that Hashem feels what's going on with Yidden, but the Shchinta Kaviyachal himself is along with Yidden in Golus. So now the pshat in Rashi here is Kishinigolin Hichtiv Gulul Atzma Sheyashav Imaim. Shaila here is, if Take Hashem Kaviyachal places himself in captivity and in the suffering together with the Yidden, so what does it mean that the Eibishter redeems Yidden? The Eibishter is suffering along with them. He's in Golus Kaviyachal together with the Yidden. So how could he come and redeem the Yidden? If it's in Yina Miti, it's not a Pestama Gemachte Maise. It's an Emes Azach that Kaviyachal, the Shchine, is together with the Yidden in Golus. Painful and suffering along with the Yidden. So if Kaviyachal, the Eibishter, is in Golus together with Yidden, Ein Chover Shmat Teres Atzmai. A captive can't free himself, and the Eibishter is with the Yidden. Therefore, Rashi has to say, Ukeshinig Olin, when Yidden are redeemed, Hichtiv Geula La'atzmai. It's Kaviyachal, the Eibishter writes in the Torah a Tanai Kodim Lamaisa that he's Taka in Golus together with Yidden, but when the right moment comes, Hichtiv, Hashem wrote in El Chatchila that at that moment he has the ability to go and take Yidden out of Golus. So it's not stam that the Rashi doesn't stam say that the Eibishter goes out of Golus along with Yidden. He is the Redeemer. So it's two opposite things. On one hand, Rashi wants to stress how much the Eibishter is in Golus along with Yidden in the same limitation, so to speak, Kaviyachal, and the same pain and suffering. At the same time, though, the Eibishter remains the Redeemer. When the moment comes, Hichtiv gulul atzma sheyashav imam, that the Eibishter returns with Yidden. That's the pshat. That's the first pshat over here in the Rashi. Now let's see the second pshat of Rashi. We'll learn the second pshat.
Before it happened?
Yeah, kaviyachol. Hichtiv, that when the moment will come. It's not kosav. Hichtiv means that he at the sarangeschriben, like it's like
He already wrote.
Like it was like made part of the plan is that he's in Golus with Yidden, but when the moment arrives, he should have the ability to take Yidden out of Golus. Okay, now the second shot of Rashi, V'shav Hashem Elokecha Shvuscha. So the point here is, according to the first pshat, this pasuk is be'ikir coming to teach me a chiddush of Golus, that in Golus the Eibush is along with Yidden. According to the second pshat, the ikir chiddush of the pasuk is beneged to the Geula, how the Geula will happen, that the Eibush comes and takes each individual Yid out of Golus. It's not just that the Eibush takes Klal Yisrael out of Golus. Each individual Yid where he is in his place, the Eibush takes him out of Golus. So if you look into Rashi, there's a big pella here. There's a very big pella. B'chlal da arichas of Rashi. First of all, the Rashi says B'koishi. It's difficult for Hashem to take each individual Yid out of Golus. The Mefarshei Rashi asks, what is it supposed to mean? Eibush ain't guf, ain't musa guf. There's nothing that's difficult for him. Pashtus. You look at the words that Rashi is saying here. A human being has to go and schlep every individual out of his specific place that he's in. So it's a koishi. It's scattered around, and you have to take. But by the Eibush, such a thing is not shaykh b'chlas. So what does this mean? Or b'koishi, that kaviyachol for Hashem, it's difficult to take Yidden out of Golus. And Rashi is very ma'arich here that Hashem takes each individual person, oichiz, b'yodov, mamish. What does Rashi mean with this? And the big pella of the second shot of Rashi is, it seems like we're trying to say a tremendous maila of what Hashem does when He redeems Yidden. And you see it in the lashon of the pasuk. V'shavta, not v'shavta, sorry. V'shav Hashem Elokecha, talking about Elokecha Yidden. Yet, at the conclusion of Rashi, Rashi says this is not something which is dafke b'negei to Yidden. What does Rashi say? V'av begoli is sharo umis mitzinu kain. You find the same thing also. Other nations that Hashem punished them to go into captivity, that when it comes to the time that they are redeemed, the Eibush also comes to take them out of Golus. So what's the pshat? For us, why is it saying the pasuk V'shav Hashem Elokecha? It's shvuscha, v'rechamecha. It's mashma that it's something unique for Yidden. Pella mamish. Okay, these are the shilas of the Mefarshei Rashi. So, when you get to the B'koishi, when it says that it's difficult kaviyachol for Hashem to take Yidden out of Golus, so obviously for the Eibishter himself, there's nothing that's difficult, nothing that takes effort. For the Eibishter, it's the Eibishter's koil yachol. He has the ability to take Yidden out of Golus without any difficulty. Elamai, what Rashi is saying over here is, in order that this that Hashem is doing should be begalo, should be revealed, that every Yid should feel it on his level, mitzad the mekabel, that the Yidden will feel how Hashem is taking him personally out of Golus, that it's a personal attention to him, for the mekabel, that it should be nizgala, that should be revealed to him, that he should feel it, that kaviyachol is b'koishi. The Ashgacha Pratis of the Eibishter, the Eibishter is Mashgiach B'chwal, on kol prat of the world, and that the Eibishter is koyach mitzad l'mayla. The Eibishter has a koyach. But mitzad the mekablim, that each individual Yid should feel begoli, the koyach that the Eibush is taking him out of Golus, that's the koishi. The koishi is mitzad the mekabel, that he should feel it, not mitzad the Eibushter. That's what it says in the Mefarshei Rashi. I think the Sefer Hazikaron on Rashi says this. And the arichas in Rashi here is, Rashi is sort of saying two opposite things. On one hand, Rashi is saying that this concept of Ashgacha Pratis, that Ashgacha Pratis should be felt begoli by the Makabel, is something which, in order for that to happen, say if it's Yidden, and say if it's Goyim, Lahavdil, it's the same concept of Koishi, and it's the same Vishav or Vishafti as it says over there. But still, the reason why Rashi is so ma'arich here is because Rashi wants you to understand that there is a difference between the way it happens by Goyim Lahavdil and the way it happens by Yidden. There is still a difference. The lashon that Rashi says here, "B'negei to Yidden, oichiz b'yodov mamish, ish mimekaymai," and the nevuah by Yeshaya, v'atem toluktu la'achad echad b'nei Yisrael. This whole arichas Rashi brings is to point out the unique way the Geula is going to happen, specifically by Yidden, and not the way it happens when the Eibusher takes Goyim out of their captivity, from their punishment. That's the arichas here in Rashi. So even though Itaka also says by Goyim v'shafti as shvus Mitzrayim, that Hashem personally comes and takes them out of captivity, so there is a certain level of Ashgacha Pratis that's nizgala to them, but it's not the same as it is by Yidden. That's the Nekudah that it says in Mefarshim. So the Rebbe comes and explains, what's taka the difference? What is taka the difference between the way Hashem does it when He takes Goyim out of Golus and when the Eibusher takes Yidden out of Golus? So the Rebbe's masbir, according to what it says in Chassidus Bechlal, when you get to the difference between Ashgacha Pratis by Yidden and Ashgacha Pratis by Goyim. It's Mavur, Bekam, Mekaimis, everybody knows, the Chiddush Abal Shem Tov, that Ashgacha Pratis is not only on Yidden, it's not only on Mina Medaber, but it's on Daimim, Tzemeach, Chai as well. So the concept of Ashgacha Pratis applies to every single aspect of existence. But still, there's a Chiddush in the Ashgacha Pratis B'negei to Yidden over the Ashgacha Pratis that there is B'negei to Goyim. What's the difference? The difference is that by Goyim, the Ashgacha Pratis of the Eibishter goes through Levushei HaTeva. The Levushei HaTeva are Mailim and Master, conceal and limit the source of where the Ashgacha Pratis comes from. So it's Taka Ashgacha Pratis, but it goes through Teva. Yidden, the Ashgacha Pratis of the Eibishter, does not go through the Levushei HaTeva, which includes, by the way, even Bizman HaGolus. Even Bizman HaGolus, when there's a Hel and V'Hester, but the Hel and V'Hester that there is over the Ashgacha Pratis on Yidden, Bizman HaGolus, is not compared to the fact that by Goyim there's a Hel and V'Hester over Hashem's Ashgacha Pratis. By Goyim there's Taka, a Levush of Teva, which limits, controls, and confines this Kayach of Ashgacha Pratis. It's a Tzimtzum. By Yidden, it's a Levush Chitzayni. Even Bizman HaGolus, it's Be'etzem, the Eivishter himself, that's Mashgiach directly in every single Yid. And Adarab, in a way, in the Zman HaGolus, even more in the Zman HaGula, because the Zman HaGolus is the famous Lashon of the Medrash, that Yidden are compared to a Kifsa Achas ben Shivim Zevim, a lamb amongst 70 wolves. So you need even more Ashgacha Pratis that the Eivishter should protect Yidden from all the nations that are surrounding them. But nevertheless, the fact is that in the time of Golus, the Ashgacha Pratis of Hashem is concealed. Not the same the way it is by Goyim, but it's still concealed. Comes the time of the Geula, what Rashi is emphasizing over here. Oiches biyadav mamish. What's the meaning of this lashon oiches biyadav mamish? It's all mishalim. What's this mashal of oiches biyadav mamish coming to say? Just like when someone physically grabs you with his hands, grabs you by your shirt and grabs your back, you feel it. He's grabbing you. Someone's pulling me. The point here is that La'asad Lavei, the Eibusher will take Yidden out of Golus. Each Yid will feel mamish begashmias, the Hashgacha Pratis, ba'ifim Goli, without a Hel and V'Hester, that the Eibusher is personally schlepping him out of Golus. It won't come through Levushei HaTeva, for sure not, because by Yidden there's always Hashgacha Pratis without Levushei HaTeva. Not only that, it won't be any Hel and V'Hester. Just like when someone physically grabs you, you feel it, that someone's grabbing you. When the Eibusher will take Yidden out of Golus, every individual Yid will physically feel that the Eibusher is reaching to him directly and schlepping him out of Golus. That's the Chiddush over here. And that you don't find by Goyim. It Taka says by Goyim the Lashon V'Shafti, but not this Lashon of Atam to look to Lechadachad Bnei Yisrael. That's something that's unique, Dafke B'Negei to Yidden. That's the second shot of this Rashi here. Now, if you let's think about the two pshatim of Rashi. Still with me?
What does Rashi bring it?
Good, sorry, I forgot to explain. The reason why Rashi brings it is because the fact is that this koishi is something that, what's the reason for the koishi? That this Hashgacha Pratis should come to every individual place, there's a koishi in it. That concept of koishi is not caused dafke by Yidden. It's even by Goyim Lahavdil as well. It's not the same kind of Hashgacha Pratis. It's not the same level of Hashgacha Pratis. But the fact is that this Koishi and this Vishav, you have a similar thing by Goyim. So therefore Rashi wants you to understand that this is not something that's unique by Yidden. It's not. You might make a mistake that there's something about Yidden that's causing this Koishi. It's not. This Indian of Hashgacha Pratis it's always like this. But by Yidden, it's on a completely different level. Now let's compare the first pshat of Rashi and the second pshat of Rashi. If you put the two pshatim of Rashi together, you'll see that there's a big contradiction there between the two pshatim. The interesting thing is that Usually, when Rashi brings two pshatim, Rashi says davar acher, or a lashon that shows that it's two different pshatim. Here, Rashi clearly does not do that, and he uses the lashon va'oid yesh loymar. Va'oid yesh loymar is saying that there's one pshat and there's another pshat, and both pshatim can fit together. But if you think about both of these pshatim, l'chayre, they can't fit together. Why not? According to the first pshat, the point is that Hashem is in Golus with every single Yid. The Eibush just suffers in the Golus together with Yidden. So what does that mean? Until the very last Yid is out of Golus, Hashem is suffering together with Yidden. What does it say in the second pshat? That with every individual Yid, the Eibush takes him out of Golus. The Eibush comes and takes every individual Yid out of Golus. So what exactly happens over here? Hashem comes to every individual Yid, taking each individual Yid out of Golus, and when he takes this individual Yid out of Golus, the Eibush goes out of Golus together with him. That's the first pshat. The first pshat says V'shav, that Hashem goes out of Golus together with this individual Yid. But l'chayre, that's not true. He still has to stay in the pain and the suffering in Golus for the other Yidden that are in Golus. So not until the very last Yid does Hashem leave the Golus. So what are we going to say over here? That the concept that Hashem himself leaves the Golus together with Yidden, that's only true with the very last Yid that Hashem takes out of Golus. If we would say that Hashem takes out all of Klal Yisrael collectively as one, so then fine, Hashem takes everybody out together as one, and he comes out of Golus together with Yidden. But since, according to the second pshat, Hashem takes each individual Yid out of Golus separately from the place that he is in, so how does this work? When he's taking the first Yid out of Golus, the V'shav that Hashem himself returns, as it says in the first pshat, is not true. It's only true when you get to the last Yid. But it's mashpah from the first pshat that this is true regarding every single Yid that he takes out of Golus. So the two pshatim are sort of not going together here. I don't know if it's individually, l'chayre it means in Zman also, begashmius it means also in Zman. Although the Eibush is, the Eibush himself is not mugbal in Zman, but the fact is, when it's going to come to kibbutz golius, loss of lavai, and the Rabbi used the lashon and tafshin and beis that the kibbutz golius began already, it's different Yidden from different places of the world, and the kibbutz golius is going to take time, so it is going to be under the limitations of time. So the Eibush is no agbalis, but kibbutz golius will be confined to time. Elamai, so the Rebbe says that the only way to explain these two Rashis, these two pshatim here in Rashi, why it's not a contradiction is you have to say that there's two different dargas here. It's two different dargas of Shechina. There's a darga of Shechina that is with every single Yid. It comes to take every individual Yid out of Golus. And then there's a darga of Shechina which is not taking every individual Yid out of Golus, but it's a higher darga of Shechina which is together with Yidden and Golus B'chlal. So when Rashi says that the Eibush himself comes and takes every individual Yid out of Golus, that's a lower darga that comes to take every individual Yid out of Golus. And when this individual Yid leaves Golus, that level of Shechina Taka leaves Golus along with this Yid. It doesn't wait until another Yid is taken out of Golus. This level of Shechina, now that's Mitzumtzum, that's here to take this Yid out of Golus, leaves Golus together with this Yid. This that Rashi says that the Eibush remains in suffering in Golus along with Yidden, and that's true until the very last Yid is in Golus. It's a different darga. It's a higher darga that's connected to the klolos of Klal Yisrael that remains in Golus until the very last Yid comes out of Golus. It's two different dargas. That's the only way to explain this Rashi. The Va'oid Yesh Loymar, it is one darga that Rashi talks about in the first Rashi, and it's another darga that Rashi talks about in the second pshat in the Rashi over here. Two different inyanim. Then, to conclude with one more vart, the Rebbe says, when we get to why Rashi brings over here that af begolius shar ha'umayis metzinu kain, that you have this also by golius shar ha'umayis, the Rebbe says, al pi chassidus, it's mamashach, apprentices in a ha'ara, the Rebbe says that this goes on the nefesh bahamas. Eibush redeems not only the neshamas of Yidden from Golus, not only comes individually to take every neshama out of Golus, but the Eibush comes and takes the nefesh bahamas out of Golus as well. And that's the Shara Umayis that Rashi is talking about. It's not talking Kipshute about Shara Umayis, but he's talking about the Nefesh Bahamas of the Yid, that the Eibush personally comes and takes out of Golus.